Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is dedicated to my little fur ball right here, Phoebe. She is an F1B Maltipoo and brand new puppy. She'll be 4 months old on October 2nd. And because I have to wait to take her to the groomer until she's completely vaccinated, I have to deal with this little fur ball. And I'm not talented enough to cut her at home, but what I do need to make sure is that she stays free of matting. This is my first time owning a puppy with this type of curly, wavy fur, and so it's taken a little bit of trial and error to figure out what's worked for me. So I wanted to share what works for me so that maybe it can help you guys. So in this video, I'm going to show you the products I use to not only prevent matting, but to also demat. Because if you're searching on YouTube, you probably have a dog with mats and you are trying to figure out how to get rid of them so your dog doesn't have to be shaved. So let me go ahead and get started. I want to let you know that everything I talk about, I will have linked down below. It's also on my Amazon storefront in the pet list. Everything that I buy for my dogs, I actually own 5 dogs, but all different breeds, is in that list. So all of my tried and true favorites. So let's go ahead and get started with the first thing. The first things that I ordered were these. These were on recommendation. So it's like this comb and this little brush like that has bristles like that. It's got a little fuzz on it. These are okay for daily brushing, like preventative matting, but once you have a problem, these are not going to help you. So if you have not been doing your daily brushing, these are not going to help you in dematting, but they are great to have for daily brushing. And so that's the first tip I would give you is get something like this and brush every day so that you don't end up with a problem. But like I said, if you are on this video because you have a problem, let me show you what I did to alleviate mine, because I did have a problem. So I was taking care of this area pretty well, but come to find out, when I really started feeling around, there were some mats developing like down here, on her legs. If you have a dog like this and you try to put clothes on them, they're going to get matting at anywhere there's friction areas in the clothing. So I recommend, if you have your dog's hair a little longer, do not do clothing. So I usually only will put clothing on my dogs after a grooming, because otherwise it's going to get really matted. But so this is the product that I use to demat. So it almost, I would say, is like a rake. It's from Go Pets. It has a nice squishy handle. And there's 2 different sides. One, this would be for like bigger mats because it's further apart. And then this is for like maybe little small tangles. And what I do and how I get through doing this without, you don't want to put your dog in distress or torment. So you have to be very gentle, very patient. The first thing I do is I grab one of this is a treat ball, and I shove treats in there. See how excited she is? And this will occupy her. So that's the first thing I do, is get her occupied on something. Switched up the angle a little bit so you guys can see. So you can I'm just doing it like this for the video, but it's actually helpful if you put the dog up high, like on a counter, as long as you're careful, because they'll be less squirmy if you're high. So, but I'll just do this with her in my lap, and she's got her little treat ball. By the way, I have it filled with some of these treats. I break them up into little pieces. And the next product I want to show you guys is this. You'll want to have a tangle remover for the mats that are a little more difficult. And then you're also going to use your hands for part of it too. So if you have a mat, so say you discover a mat close to the skin, you'll want to spray tangle remover on it first. So soak it with tangle remover. And first, before you use the tool, this is an important step, you want to break apart the mat as much as you can with your fingers. So you just kind of like separate it. And this doesn't hurt at all. And this will help the process along. So you'll want to just pull and separate it until you make it as small as you can. A lot of it you can do just with your hand. And then once you do that, then you can grab the tool and you gently pull through. And if you put your finger right at the base, that helps. That helps it not be as uncomfortable. So you kind of hold at the bottom right below the mat, and that's going to help. See, she's not even flinching. And then you just keep going. Then before you know it, it's completely out. And you can kind of go a little more, turn it around. Kind of just like saws right through it. And then you can move on to the next one. And that's basically what you do for every little one. So start with your fingers, pull it apart. Detangler is going to be your best friend. You got to have a distraction technique, and then you're good to go. You can get all the mats out. Now this is good once the mats are already, once she doesn't have any mats, because this isn't going to saw through anything. This is just going to pull and irritate your puppy, irritate their skin. So this is to just detangle and get all the way to the base. See, so this area right here is all detangled already. So you could just keep it detangled by doing this daily. Something like this is not going to get to the base. So you could think your dog is detangled, but it's just kind of like fluffing up the surface, taking up any extra hair, any like loose overcoat or something like that. But it's not going to prevent matting. So you definitely need something like this daily. And then you can use your little dematting tool for those mats that formed in the areas like you find unexpectedly, like, oh shoot, I missed under her hind legs, and you can get it that way. So all of this stuff is linked down in my in the description and in my Amazon storefront. Let me know if that works for you. Hopefully it's helpful. I know that I needed the help, so I wanted to see if I could do this video to help you guys out there as well.